Two police officers who defended the U.S. Capitol on January 6, 2021, are suing to block Donald Trump's new $1.8 billion fund to pay out insurrectionists and other so-called lawfare victims. The suit filed in D.C. District Court today begins, quote, "In the most brazen act of presidential corruption this century, President Donald J. Trump has created a $1.776 billion taxpayer-funded slush fund to finance the insurrectionists and paramilitary groups that commit violence in his name." It continues, quote, "The fund, styled the Anti-Weaponization Fund, is illegal. No statute authorizes its creation. The settlement on which it is premised is a corrupt sham, and its design violates the Constitution and federal law." Daniel Hodges is an officer with the Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Police Department. He's suing the Trump administration along with former Capitol Police Officer Harry Dunn. And Officer Hodges joins me now in his personal capacity. It's great to have you on, Officer. First, just your response when there's news about this kind of telegraphing that this settlement would come about. And at first it looked like maybe it would go to Trump himself. What was your reaction when you first started to see reports about what this fund what its intended use was?
I mean, it's obviously awful. It makes no sense. Why would we pay people who attacked the Capitol of the United States money for their trouble, right? But also it wasn't surprising because Trump's been talking about how he wants to give these people money for a very long time now. And he controls all aspects of the government. Not enough people in government are willing to stop him, so he has no reason not to. So it seemed like an eventuality, but it's still, horrific.
What made you want to sue?
Just because I don't want these people to be rewarded for their crimes. And if they are rewarded, then it would just encourage them to commit more violence. Because for most of us, the things that stop us from fulfilling such dark, violent fantasies are ethics and belief in nonviolence, which these people have already proven that they lack. It's trust in the system, which these people don't have. It's fear of reprisal by the government, and Trump has pardoned them and made it clear that he has their backs no matter what they do. And it's a lack of resources, which these people would have if they're given millions and millions of dollars each. So it seems like we're just setting ourselves up for more further terrible political violence if these payments actually go through.
Yeah, you work in the Capitol still, am I right?
I am with the Metropolitan Police Department, but I am here in a personal capacity.
Yeah, you're an MPD. I mean, yeah, the idea of essentially incentivizing this kind of thing before, I think, does loom large. You just said it before, but it has to hang over you as you watch this play out.
Sure, yeah, especially those of us who have been vocal in describing our experiences on January 6th have received all kinds of threats. Members have received threats. Family members have received harassment. People have sent me pictures of a diagram of committing suicide with my face pasted on top of the head in the diagram. Snuff films. People telling me that my time is up and a pale horse is coming for me, which is a reference to death from the Four Horsemen in the Bible. It's just things that really make me feel like these people probably should not be given millions of dollars to enact their revenge fantasy.
That seems a sensible conclusion. Officer, I want to play you something that Todd Blanche had to say in which he said that, hey, look, people who've harmed police officers get money all the time. What's the big deal here? Take a listen.
People that hurt police get money all the time. Okay, there's a process where if you believe you have your rights violated, you can apply for funds, you can sue, you can file a claim, you can go to court. In some of those cases, the state, the government, the federal government settles those cases. It's abhorrent to ever touch a law enforcement officer, which is why anytime anybody does that and it's a federal officer, we'll prosecute them. But that's a completely different question with whether an individual is allowed to apply for a claim. Whether they'll get a claim, depends. I can't, it would not be appropriate for me to talk about absolutes.
My interpretation of that is that, sure, people that physically assaulted you and other officers that day are absolutely welcome to apply. Maybe they'll get money, maybe they won't, but it's not disqualifying. How do you hear that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not an expert on the details of the fund, but it sounds like it's just set up for very little oversight. very little judgment in the way of who's getting money, except for if they're allies to the president. And I believe there's some line in there that says that no one in the fund can be responsible for what happens with that money. So it's they're just trying to wash their hands of the whole thing while they're in the middle of doing it. And it's abhorrent to me.
There's going to be likely an amendment tried to offer it in the budget reconciliation bill from Senator Chris Van Hollen, who was grilling Blanche about this yesterday, to bar violent criminals from those payouts just explicitly. Do you think that would make sense?
I think that would make sense. I think that's a start, but I don't know why this, I can't really call it a settlement because it wasn't approved by the court. It's a slush fund. I don't know why anyone should get any money from this or why taxpayers should pay out almost $2 billion to people that Trump feels were victimized by Biden.
Was there any sort of formal compensation fund set up for officers like yourself who went through that day?
Not to my knowledge, no.
So nothing?
Nope. And we got paid for our work that day. We did our jobs.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anyone, saying that we should be getting millions of dollars. We did our jobs. I did my job. I got my paycheck for the day, and that's what I signed up to do. Obviously, it's not exactly what I signed to do, and I hope I never have to do it again. But it was our job, and we did it well.
Officer Daniel Hodges, one of the two plaintiffs on a lawsuit to block that slush fund that was filed today. Thank you for making a little time for us. I really do appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on, Chris.